We've all seen the countless Idle Heroes ads that look like a fever dream on Adderall, but what is Idle Heroes really? In the most basic terms, you take a 5-star unit and make them stronger, the strongest tier being E5, which basically just means 15 stars. Not very unique, right? But Idle Heroes has a strange system in which you feed characters into one specific character to make that one specific character stronger. It's like Pokemon, but Charmander has to eat Pikachu to evolve. For example, this is a 5-star queen. This is a 10-star queen. You have to sacrifice about 28 units to get from 5-star to 10-star. Not bad, right? So how many units does it take to get from 5-star to E5? Well, it looks like this. Or in simpler terms, like this. Not simple enough? Okay. 232 units. Yeah, that's a lot. I've decided that I'm going to create an Idle Heroes account and document this journey. And to add another challenge, I'm only allowed to use non-elite heroes.
Why is it so hard to find a reliable hero?
I gotta choose a name. I wish I was dead. I mean elite. Our first strong unit is Mirage, a ninja who basically hemorrhages people. Thankfully, each week there's a rotation of events as well as special events that can increase our rewards. This week's event is Sky Island, which can get us some early gems, summoning squirrels, upgrade material, as well as hero shards. Now this is what Idle Heroes gameplay looks like. If you think it's bland, uninspired, and boring, well, you're not wrong. The focus isn't necessarily the fighting, but more so the slow and consistent progress outside the game. Regardless, my boy Mirage did in fact cook. Eventually, I decided to engage with the fantasy aspect of this game, making friends. I did verify my account to ensure I didn't lose days worth of progress, but to also get a free 5-star hero shard that would speed up the early game. I pulled this Ivern looking motherfucker named Rosa, who is essentially a crowd control support. My guild should probably have a manly savage emblem. That looks about right. I put a ragtag team together to take on my first guild boss fight, and it went about as well as you could imagine. But no worries, we unlocked Cloud Island and purchased some mines to slowly generate resources, kind of like Clash of Clans. Right after, I sent my team out on expeditions where they would rescue things and fight krakens. That's about right. You see that big, muscular, Skeletor-looking Goliath? Yeah, he's about the worst unit in the game, and we mollywopped him. Oh look, our first member, this is gonna be... Fuck you, then. Even Messi has a bad game. I decided to do some summons in hopes of getting more 5 stars to make my team stronger. Luckily, I pulled a second Mirage. If you remember the chart from before, this means that we had our first 6-star. To explain what's happening here, there's a thing called Profit Tree in which you can summon faction-specific units and swap them at random. I swapped Garuda, who is an elite hero, which means I can't use her, and pulled a Rosa. The chance of this happening is like 3%. I 6-starred Rosa as well to bolster my team. Look, even Curry misses a free throw. But RNG prevailed, and I also added Lord Balrog to our team. See this demonic Diablo 4 probably drinks orange juice right after chugging toothpaste looking demon motherfucker? Yeah, he's about the second worst unit in the game. It's my birthday, and I'm playing Idle Heroes. Now it's time to do Aspen Dungeon, an endless dungeon run that increases in difficulty and in reward as you beat each level. Balrog's ability has inbuilt healing, so we steamroll these frogs. I only cared about reaching level 50, but I'm gonna keep going, and never mind. I decided to make my Rosa stronger, which in hindsight was a dumbass move as he does negative damage. But since he is an 8-star, he nearly beat the wave. I was stuck on... My boy didn't cook, but he microwaved. Christmas is here, which is great for 2 reasons. Family drama, and Idle Heroes giving out a shit ton of free rewards. This Christmas event offered 2 10-star puppets, which would reduce my total unit cost by 72. A puppet looks like this, and they're designed to make building heroes easier. They essentially act as placeholders, so instead of building a 9-star queen to feed into my Lord Balrog and make him a 10-star, I can just use a 9-star puppet. Don't get it twisted though, they don't come cheap. To make my team even stronger, I 6-starred and upgraded Gru, who's essentially a debuffing counter-attacking self-healing tank. Alongside, I made a 6-star Bade. You see this He-Man's arch nemesis, giant skeleton from Clash Royale, wall breaker, stepdad looking motherfucker? Yeah, he's about the 4th worst unit in the game. Our new team filled with warriors from each land got bodied by Mr. and Mrs. I Have a Thyroid Problem. Eventually I decided that some changes needed to happen. My strongest unit was Bade and my weakest was Rosa, so I sacrificed that poor anorexic Santa Claus looking dude to Bade in order to finally make some progress. With Bade's newfound power at the cost of his friend, we finally beat... looks about right. Don't mind me, just taking a quiz. I should have gone to college. I decided to make Groot 10-star and sacrifice Mirage because, quite frankly, he was useless. My boy looking like an emerald from Minecraft, the fuck? You see those 4 weird demon-looking dudes? That's Karim, one of the strongest non-elite heroes. And Idol Heroes had released an hero swapping event, and I only needed 4 units to take a character from 10-star to E5, and I had some 10-stars that I could swap. You know what that means? I paid about a third of my net worth to swap my dog shit Bade to Karim the Demon Lord and would use those 4 copies in my hero box to get him to E5 eventually. Our path was finally visible. I took my 10-star Karim into Seal Land, which is one of the most difficult game modes to test his power, and he kinda got bodied. I did E1 him to slightly increase his power and unlock stat bonuses, but that's when I realized greatness awaited me. Remember how I said this Christmas event allowed me to get 10-star and 9-star puppets? Well, I already had 2 10-star puppets in my inventory, and I could purchase the remaining 2 9-stars needed for an E5. Do you have any idea what this means? Goodbye, Gru. Hello, freedom. With Gru's sacrifice, I had my E5. The challenge was done. But don't fret, now we get to see how powerful one of the strongest non-elite heroes really is. Yeah, alright. Look, if you want to watch me destroy every unit I built, then here you go. In short, non-elite heroes are trash. In terms of length, I started recording this challenge on December 17th, 2022, and it ended on January 5th, 2023. If it wasn't for the Christmas event allowing me to buy those puppets, as well as the exchange event, it would have probably taken about 2 months longer. Even then, back in the day during OG Idol Heroes Season 1, it would legit take free-to-play players like close to a year to build a single E5, and E5s weren't even a thing back then, it was 10 stars was the max. So who am I really to complain? Video was inspired by MKX Jump. Subscribe. See ya.